The last important type, one of the 5 important types, this is the 5th one. We call this 5th type as argumentative essay. समझते हो सब? Now what I told you, what I taught you in earlier classes, that persuasive essay, the 4th part we did is similar to the 5th part we are going to cover it today is argumentative essay. They both are what? They both are similar. But I taught you, I told you that we will cover this in our last class, okay? I mean today's class, that what is that difference? Why? How can we differentiate argumentative essay and persuasive essay? समझते हो सब? What is that difference? So today we will cover this in our current class. Got it? So what is that 5th part? The 5th part is argumentative essay. Argumentative essay. Got it? The 5th important type, that is argumentative essay. Now what is the difference between the persuasive, the last type we did, okay, and this argumentative essay? The difference is whenever the writer writes argumentative essay, the writer should acknowledge the opposing view. The writer should acknowledge opposing view. The writer should starts the argumentative essay with opposing view, and the writer has to prove that the writer's point of view is much more important, is much more पे जितना जोर लगाना है लगाओ, ऐसे बेहतर रहेगी, is much more important than the opposing view. समझते हो सब के नहीं? ठीक है? तो राइटर की जो ओपिनियन होगी, राइटर के जो आर्गुमेंट्स होंगे, वो ऑपोजिंग से बहुत आला होंगे, बहुत बेहतर होंगे. आती है बात समझ? So let's define this. What is argumentative essay? So argumentative essay is similar to a persuasive essay. A persuasive essay is similar to a persuasive essay. But what is that difference? But in this type of essay, what does the writer do? The writer should present both sides of an argument, mean the writer's own and the opposing one, both sides of an argument. Got it? What else should I add in the definition? What should I add? The writer, while writing persuasive essay, the writer should give reasons for and against a topic, a specific topic before concluding their own opinions. समझते हो कि नहीं? So this is the way how we can define our argumentative essay. What I wrote that the argumentative essay is similar to a persuasive essay. Argumentative essay is similar to a persuasive essay. But what is the difference? The writer should present both sides of arguments. The writer should present both sides of arguments, and the writer should explain that the writer's point of view is logically much more important than the opposing view. The writer should prove with evidence that the writer's point of view is much more better. The writer should provide facts. The writer should provide examples to prove that the writer's point of view, that the writer arguments are much more important than the opposing one. आती है बात समझ सबको? Clear है? Now in this way we should write argumentative essay. Now what things should be avoided whenever you write a persuasive essay? Whenever you write a persuasive essay, what are the things to be avoided? Now let's look the things to be avoided. So what should the writer avoid? First one, that is personal opinion without facts. Should avoid what? Personal opinion without facts. The writer should do what? The writer should always support the arguments with facts, not feelings. The writer should support the arguments, the ideas, opinion by providing what? Facts, examples, informations, not on feelings. Got it? So this thing should be avoided first whenever the writer writes argumentative essay. समझते हो कि नहीं? आती बात समझ सबको? What should next be avoided? What things should that should be avoided? That is weak evidence. Okay, weak evidence. The writer should avoid using unreliable informations. The writer should not use unreliable informations to support the idea, to support the arguments, to support the writer's opinion. The evidence should be strong, not be weak one. आती है बात समझ सबको के नहीं? Got it? What about the third one? The third one to be avoided by the writer should be what? Should be addressing the other side as well. The writer should not ignore. The writer should not ignore. Ignoring, not addressing. Okay, that should be focused. We will do after that. The writer should ignore what? The writer should not ignore other side. The writer should avoid what? The writer should avoid ignoring. Don't be confused, okay? Don't be confused. Get my words, what I'm saying, okay? What I'm saying, the writer should avoid ignoring other sides. Okay, so there should be avoided what? Ignoring other side, opposing view. The writer should acknowledge the opposing view, and the writer should explain. अभी फिर मच मोर पे और जोर दूं. The writer should explain कि उसके point of view क्या है, जोर लगा के, much more better than the opposing view. Got it? यहाँ तक clear है? So the first thing should be avoided what? That is personal opinion with facts, weak evidence and ignoring other side. समझते हो सब के नहीं? Got it? What about the fourth one? The fourth one, I should write it here. The fourth thing should be avoided is what? Is what? Emotional language. The writer should avoid emotional language. Emotional language. Got it? What should the writer avoid? The writer should not use emotional language. The writer should control emotions. The writer should not attack personally. The writer should provide logic, examples, facts. Got it? The fifth thing that should be avoided is confusing structure. Confusing structure. The writer should not confuse The writer should not confuse the reader. The writer should agree. The writer should make the reader agree with the opinion. Okay? The writer should write. The writer should write his point of view in a better way. He should organize his ideas in a better way. Got it? By avoiding these 5 things, you will have a better argumentative essay. Now, let's come toward the focus. What the writer should focus whenever the writer writes argumentative essay. What should the writer focus? So the focus of writer should be, number first, that should be a clear thesis statement. That should be a clear thesis statement. A clear thesis statement means what? We did this thesis in our first introductory class of writing essay. Okay, this was the part of introduction. So the writer should do what? The writer should clearly state this statement. Clearly state the arguments. Clearly states the arguments in the introduction. Thesis in the introduction. Got it? So this is the first thing the writer should focus. What about the second thing? The second thing that should focus, that is against the weak evidence, that is strong evidence. Strong evidence. The writer should focus on. The writer should focus on examples. The writer should focus on evidences. The writer should focus on facts. Okay? To make a strong evidence. To make a strong evidence against what? Against the opposing view. Against the opposing arguments. In this way, the writer will explain that the writer's arguments are much more important than the opposing. समझते हो सब? What about the third one? The third one is against the ignoring other side, that is acknowledging. The writer should focus. The third one, that is acknowledging the other side. Okay? So addressing other side. Addressing other side. Okay, the writer should start. The writer should begins argumentative essay with opposing view, and the writer will prove that the writer's point of view अभी थोड़ा slow, much more. एनर्जी क्या हो गई? खत्म. Much more important, much more what? Okay, much more strong. What did I say? Okay, much more better than addressing other side. So these three things are the first 3 focuses. What one? The fourth focus, that is a organized structure. That is a logical structure. Okay, the fourth thing that the writer should focus, that is the writer should organize the ideas, the arguments, the opinions in a better way. What about the fifth one? The fifth focus, the last focus, that should be what? A persuasive tone. Now what does this mean? This is much more important. The fifth focus is much more important. Okay, do write this in this tone, in this focus. What should the writer write? Okay, so do note this, note down it. While focusing a persuasive tone, the writer should write in a better way, like in a confident and convincing way. The writer should write in a confident and convincing way to make the reader agree with the writer's opinion, that the writer opinions are dash better than the opposing. समझते हो सबके नहीं? So these five things should be focused. while writing an argumentative essay. हमारी एनर्जी क्या हो गई और बढ़ गई भाई, हम सुस्त इंसान नहीं है. Now let's make it more simple by what? Okay, by giving you an example. So before writing an example, I have no space there, so you should copy this first. Now let's write a simple and precise example of argumentative essay. To make the argumentative essay simple, so what should I write? I should write about homework, okay, that I assign you daily. Now you will know that why is homework important. So let me begin my example with addressing other side. I'll begin with opposing point of view, with opposing opinion, that is many people think homework is unnecessary. Homework is unnecessary. Talking about you, this is your argument, but accept me, okay, accept me. Now what my opinion is, but I believe it helps students learn better. That's why I assign you homework daily. Got it? Okay, now let's add something else. Homework. Now this is much more important point. Homework allows practice and improves responsibility. Okay, allows practice and improves responsibility. Anything else can I write? Okay, I write it does what? Okay, it prepares. This is great point. It prepares students for examination. So that's why homework is necessary. But your point of view, the opposing point of view, is that you think homework is unnecessary, but I believe it helps you. Got it? So in this way we write a comprehensive argumentative essay by following whatever I taught you. So okay, so till here कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछना सवाब का काम है.